Gate.
Wow.
Scene 1A.
Kind of like driving.
And then in high school I would like
Chucky.
from the actual Chucky.
Yeah, Chucky.
From the
Since
actual
second
movie.
Chucky.
You could literally put the camera from out the door, so we're looking.
No, I just made bad jokes.
Oh.
So
True.
Last.
So
Okay.
true.
I gotta do the intro now.
Let him do his intro.
Welcome back to the Gates. This is episode 5. This is the podcast. And today we're gonna talk about movies for a little bit, but then also whatever comes to mind. Because if you guys don't know, all these people make movies. Some for a living, some for fun, and some for just something in between. Before we get into it, make sure to subscribe and follow everything, just because it makes things easier. It makes it more fun for me to make videos if more people watch. Make sure to watch the other videos I could put out, like the marathon ones. Those are pretty good. I think they're kind of funny. And then
Marathon a
was I
month.
supposed
You
to
like
say anything
running.
else? Oh, I'm also starting to post clips on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. If you guys want to follow those, the links are in the description below. Alrighty, intro done. So the headphones are coming
Yummy.
off. Alrighty. So as I said, all these people make movies. You know, we had Evan on earlier. We had Amaya on a long time ago. You guys were like a couple months ago. We had those episodes, but I talked to Evan mostly about making movies and stuff. And I don't know, I kind of just want to go around, see how everybody got into making the movies, because I know, Amaya, you kind of did it differently than Evan did. And I don't really know how you, Soph. Oh, I forgot to introduce the new guest. Shit. We have Soph this week, or this month.
Yay!
She's new to the podcast. Actually, you were in the intro of when Evan was on. So
I was
you had a
present.
cameo.
I had a
Yeah.
cameo. But I appreciate I appreciate you having me on, Nata. Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course. It was about time. So yeah, I don't really know how Soph got into making movies or anything. So today we're gonna learn about how everybody started doing this shit. Amaya, you wanna go first?
Sure, I can go first. Yeah. So I started as an acting major, and I never really did acting ever. Like I wasn't in anything like in high school or anything, but I always enjoyed like plays and stuff, and I like my dream would be like an actor. Like that just seems so much fun. But yeah, I started as an acting major, and I took like the regular classes, like the core classes, and they were ass. I hated them. They were like they were all theater based, and it was like running around in a fucking dance studio with no shoes on with a bunch of other gay people, and it was like, wow, this is really gay.
Why didn't you like those classes?
It was
'Cause
just
I don't know a lot, but I think Soph likes theater.
I also like
feel like you
theater,
like
not
the theater
that
vibe.
I
You
can
know?
talk more about that.
I also like I love theater. I love
But all of those theater-based classes you didn't like.
Yeah, I didn't like the acting in theater. Like I wanted to do like on-screen acting.
And is that just a
And-
thing they don't have at Columbia, or is that a thing they
Well,
don't have?
no matter
a lot
what,
of?
you have to like all like the acting cores are theater based.
But is that a Columbia thing or like a school, like
I don't know. I've
industry
never
thing?
been to any other school.
I don't know.
actually,
Maybe
so
you heard
I would
something else.
I don't
Well-
know. Columbia does not have a specific film acting
Yeah.
program. It's just theater.
I'm
Yeah.
sure that's a common thing in
Yeah,
college.
probably.
Like it's sort of like paying your dues. Like you have to understand that
Mhm.
like
Yeah, definitely.
format.
And it was harder. I disliked it so much more than everybody else because everybody else had been doing theater their entire lives already. Like they'd already been doing all that, and I was like, this sucks. I'm not enjoying it. And then you guys invited me on set, and I had so much fun. And like I was like, wow, like doing not just I didn't do any of the acting, but I was like, I still had so much fun, and I was like, yeah, this would be great to do like anything on set. Because I don't know, Alex was talking about audio, and I was like, "That's awesome." And then
You got the
I
film.
was
Wait,
bug.
was it really
ripping-
us?
This was
like,
Munchies.
yeah,
right?
it was Munchies.
for real. That was
Yeah.
like what like sparked that in
Yeah.
you? That's crazy.
Yeah, it was Munchies, and yeah, I had a lot of fun on that set, so it changed. I realized that I wanted to do everything, not just the acting. So, yeah, that's basically how-
What in high school or even younger kind of pushed you more towards like the arts / acting in general?
Well,
Really bad at math.
yeah, I'm really bad at school, like just regular school. I've always disliked normal. Like I never wanted to be like the president or anything. Like that sounds boring. First
Well,
of all,
I don't think that
Astronaut,
pushes you towards the
scientist.
arts.
Yeah,
I
I've
think
never-
you just don't like.
You get what
The-
she's saying though. It's like
yeah,
yeah, like I and also just like my dad's a musician, so that too, and like I started playing instruments at a very young age, so that also helped. But I like when I was a kid, I also really wanted to be like a professional soccer player, but then I
Yeah,
grew up and
that
that
was the dream.
eventually went away.
Mm-hmm.
After a while, it went away, but yeah, I think it was mostly my parents that got me into the arts, and my grandma, because my grandma she got me into like theater and stuff, like showing me like a bunch of different
like Cats and Annie.
yeah, like Cats and Annie. Those are my
Cats,
favorites.
Bangers.
Not Cats the movie, guys. Okay, I'm not that weird. Okay, trust.
That's the only.
I know
concept
liking
know.
cats is weird, but I'm not that weird. Okay, I like the. There's a CD. They recorded it, and it's the best one in my opinion. But yeah, that's
That's
Wow.
how she got into it, you know.
yeah.
And well, maybe this is getting later of like
I don't
where you're going or where you're feeling currently. I was wondering where you're like what direction of filmmaking. Whether I know you kind of, I guess you get into it, but like specifically, do you enjoy most now and want to like pursue?
Well, I wanna do cinematography. I think cinematography is really cool. How you can tell a story just visually. But I also like I want to do like music videos and stuff like that. Like maybe my own and maybe other people's. And I don't really
But like, what type of?
like film.
I don't know. Like,
I like-
Is it like? I don't really know how to explain this in like film student. But like, I feel like everyone's got their own vibe of how they want things to look. You know.
I like
But I guess that
coming
really
of
depends
age
on the
movies.
artist.
Is that if that's what
If
you're
it's music
asking? That's
videos.
what I enjoy. Like I like Greta Gerwig's style of coming of age movies.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Okay. I don't really know what that means though. What is a
Well,
Soph
Greta
knows-
Gerwig?
More
Soph
like
knows what I
type of
mean. Could you
style
explain it better than I
mean?
could? You probably could explain it better than me.
I feel like just saying Greta Gerwig like that really tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, I guess so. That's true.
For those that aren't familiar with Greta Gerwig, maybe
you seen
maybe
Barbie?
exclude
Have
Barbie.
you seen Barbie?
But
Yeah, that's true.
I
That's
think-
why I said her
yeah.
coming of age stuff mostly.
Yeah, I think coming of age is a great term because we are always coming of age.
Yeah, exactly.
So it really can mean many things, but it also comes with certain connotations.
yeah, for me, like coming of age is just like life, just living life.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
shit happens. So like that could happen at any age. So yeah, like what's that one that just
I've-
came out?
But coming of age movies, I feel like are usually centered around
they're really
Younger, like
like
teenagers
young adult,
stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah,
teenage
but
to young adult.
I'd like to make stuff
transition.
with older people.
No, yeah, I'm just saying. I feel like that's what
Like
people
Francis
are gonna
Ha,
think
for
about.
example.
Mm.
You can't deny that that's a coming of age
Yeah,
film, but it's definitely
exactly.
around someone who's older. But it has the same sort of like genre
Mhm.
elements to it, but it's circled around an older person. So I think that it's like doesn't have to be younger people because it
Yeah,
has
yeah.
certain
I don't think it
elements.
has to be either, but
What was that?
feel like
that
that's what
movie
people
is it
usually-
called
It's true.
Past Lives? Is it
Past
that?
Lives recently came out. Yeah,
Past. I feel like that's like a like sort of coming of age.
that's kind of
older
in there
people.
with the Francis Ha category of coming
Yeah.
of age. That's like adulthood
Yeah.
category, kind of
Exactly.
like mid later 20s
hmm
or mid 20s. But then there's like I feel like a lot of people think of coming of age and then think of like high school to college.
Yeah,
But
that's
there's,
that's like most of
Yeah,
what people think of. Like
certain like checkpoints or
yeah.
like that are all coming of
Markers.
age. But then you come of the next age, kind of.
Yeah, like you're always coming. Exactly.
But you don't see like you don't really see coming of age movies about like someone turning 40, but you could in a way.
Yeah.
We should see that more.
I
There was-
agree.
But I think then it's just kind of like a movie about a certain thing, and it's not coming of age. Because I'm thinking about like, you guys ever watch the movie called A Marriage Story with Adam Driver
Yeah.
and Scarlett
Yes.
Johansson? Like that one, like there's a lot of life changes, and I feel like they are coming of age in a way,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not. It's like a more story about like divorce and stuff, which is I think a coming of age way for certain people. I think just the way things change for someone's life isn't really, you can't, it's not like, oh, it's because I'm this age that this is happening.
Right.
It's just kind of like, that's just the way your life goes.
I mean,
But I think
like,
they can be described as coming of age.
well, like I agree with you, but
That's
then like
fair.
most coming of age movies would then be like about high school graduation.
Well, I think
Is that-
there's
That's- yeah.
common things between them that make it coming of age because it's a commonly shared experience.
Yeah.
Like, I agree that you're saying like, I mean, a lot of people get divorced, but divorce is more of an individual experience. not
Individual
something that
experience that could
kind
happen
of
from like
everyone passes
when you're
through.
like 25 to like 70. But
Right.
then coming of age and going to like into college is like,
Yeah.
everyone kind of goes into their own, even though everybody does it in their own way, everybody kind of ends up feeling like, oh my gosh, this is like, I'm an adult now, even though it's in a different way.
Yes.
I think genres
We
are
nailed
much
it.
And
more
we've all gone
ambiguous
through our
nowadays
own
too.
coming of
Yeah,
age.
true. I mean,
Like-
a lot of it's mixing together.
Yeah, it's hard to say what like a
Because,
lot of
like-
movies nowadays. I'm not sure how to categorize them really.
No, yeah.
Barbie came
I
of
don't
age,
really-
Loki. She came of age in that movie.
She did.
Yeah,
but it's
I don't,
also the Barbie movie, so like I don't really
Right.
know if you'd call that a coming of age.
that one's for you when I'm editing. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yummy.
So how'd you get into
Sophie.
making movies?
Yeah.
Sorry, don't mean to put you on the spot there.
Yeah, I'm feeling a bit spotted.
Like when was the first time you picked up a camera and made something? You know, because
Mm.
I feel for like Amaya,
We're going way back here.
yeah,
Back to
for,
Manfred.
for like you, that's not even until like recently.
Yeah, that I like actually was like,
picked up
I'm
a
gonna
camera
make
and was
something.
like, I'm gonna make this movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And for you took pictures before you make videos, maybe.
Yes.
Unless they
you
were Fortnite and
unless you
Minecraft
Yes,
videos.
Fortnite and Minecraft.
Yeah.
Hey, I count that. Hey, cinematography.
That's
Hey,
where I learned
Nave.
editing.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
real.
that's true. I always from the first moment I can remember wanted to be an artist
Yeah.
of any kind. And I always enjoyed arts in all categories. And I also grew up with a lot of theater as well. My grandma also took me to plays and stuff. And that was
good.
just like, I loved that. And I did a lot of just theater and acting because that was sort of a community that I felt very at home in. And as far as film, the first movie I ever made is called Manfred, and it's on my mom's BlackBerry.
On a BlackBerry.
On
Yes.
a BlackBerry. Damn.
That was when I was, I don't even know, like 8 years old or something, and I was just in my kitchen, like filming my little pet shops and like Playmobiles and stuff in front of my fish tank and doing like British accents and stuff.
Nice.
And the character's name was Manfred. That's like that's what I count as my first movie. And then
Manfred.
That's valid.
Where'd
But
you
my
get
first-
that name from? Did you
I don't
come up
know.
with
I
that?
just wanted to say Manfred. I was like,
Manfred.
Manfred. Manfred.
Oh, I love Manfred.
And yeah, I just like, I always just loved creating little stories and worlds and, you know, just yeah, I don't know. I just always wanted to pick up a camera, and I grew up in a big family with many cousins. And during one visit, we just decided it would be fun to make a movie. So we made
That's
that.
so cute.
Yeah, we just would like, I don't even know. We just thought it would be funny if we just made like a little movie on our phone and stuff. And we had so much fun. And it became kind of this tradition of every time we would see each other, we would make a movie, like
Oh, that's
start to
so
finish.
cute.
And we would like come up with a story, film
I
it,
love
edit
that.
it, and then like before everybody left, we would watch it all together. And it was just this very fun tradition.
That's so cute.
And they got better and better over the
That's
years.
so fire. Like I wish we had something like that.
Life Change Films on YouTube.
they are all on YouTube.
You could insert some
We'll
clips
binge watch
of,
right
like,
after
Soap for the
this.
Top Hat and stuff.
I was nervous for this, but I didn't even consider the fact that I would be exposing that channel on here.
I just exposed it. I'm sorry.
That's all.
I think
mean.
everyone
Check it out on
watching
YouTube,
that.
guys. Links in the
I should have
description.
been worried about that beforehand.
Mm,
Okay, well,
now you know.
it's out there.
Secret's out.
Now everyone
Make sure
knows
you
now.
get on the train early, so then
Um,
when we all get famous, you can be like, "Oh, I got here first,
You're
and
gonna
I
blow
watched
up,
the
dude.
movies first."
Oh man,
Just
my cousins
kidding.
are gonna be like, "Why is the channel getting so many views right now?"
Just break 1 million subscribers.
What's going
They're gonna be
on,
like,
guys?
Why is the interrogation
chat.
all of a sudden at 1,000 views?
That'd be so funny.
but yeah, that was kind of my outlet, and I grew up in a community with not many artists, and kind of every time I would see my cousins, that was my time to shine and like make something with them. And I still continued to do theater and taking like video production classes in high school and stuff. But yeah, my dad, eventually bought me a camera, and like every new visit, like once a year with the family, like the production value would get higher. I'd be like, guys, we have a tripod now. This is
Oh my
crazy.
god.
Oh my
And
god.
just like, we just
my
had so much fun. And yeah, then I was just making like independent films in high school with my friends, and by, middle school to like sophomore year of high school, that's when I was kind of set on filmmaking. And
Wow,
just
that's so early.
That's very early. Wow.
Because I feel
That's even before iBones.
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I mean, I didn't even know like what I was doing. Like,
before what?
Before iBones.
Oh, Ebon. I was like, huh?
I didn't even know what I was doing until like 2 years ago, and just
Yeah, I know.
the fact that you like continued with it, because I feel like we all, like when I was that old, I had this idea of what I wanted to do, but then it
Yeah.
like changes so
Mhm.
fast. But
Yeah,
You just stuck with it. And now you're fucking awesome at it.
Well, there have been many sort of different phases of my relationship with filmmaking, and I think having been with it so long definitely comes with some challenges. But I'm in a phase currently where I am very in love with it.
that's good.
But but film school really beat my ass. So yeah, I guess that's as it should.
Like Columbia.
yeah. So
You kind
Or
of realize that
Columbia.
you're well, ideally, if you have the right teachers, you realize that you're garbage, and then you have to start from the ground up again.
yeah.
That's
But
so
garbage
real.
in like what way? Like you make bad movies?
Yeah.
Garbage?
Kind of.
You make bad movies.
I like
There's just a lot to learn.
there's a lot to
Mhm.
learn. The more you learn, the
The
you know,
worse.
the worse
gets.
it
yeah,
gets.
Yeah. There's
um,
like a term for that, and I
it's
don't know what
it's
it
like
is.
the confidence
Something about
what's it called?
the more you learn, the
But
more
it's
you
like-
learn that you don't know that much.
Exactly. The more
Yeah.
the more you know, the less you know.
Yeah.
You hear this,
And
guy?
your confidence just plummets as you realize how much there is still to learn. And I also just was very on my own in high school, and just was like
Like making movies.
yeah, and I don't want to say like a big fish in a small pond, because nobody like gave a fuck what I was doing. But I was like the only one, and I was just doing my own thing. And then when you're surrounded by so many people who
Are also
Right.
are also
the
doing that same thing,
Oh yeah, I see.
You know?
I see.
you're not so
Like
special
you're the
anymore.
only one. You
Yeah.
were special.
Totally.
And then
Yeah.
you didn't feel as special. Okay.
Exactly. And just you're just forced to question everything and hate everything that you make, and always just know what you could have done better, and yeah, it's a very painful thing. But
That
I
does seem
Mm.
stressful. I
Yeah.
never thought about that. I mean, I've like heard. I mean, like it definitely makes sense. But like, I feel like it's. I don't know. I would like the way, because the way I see it with you guys, it's like so communal and everybody's so supportive. But I guess that's just like a little snapshot of how the whole thing is. Because I
That's-
guess not everybody, or like when you're put in the bigger pool, it's not like that.
I do want to say something about that because I've been very blessed at the like literally like your best friend is a
Yeah.
filmmaker,
No
and
big
then his
deal.
girlfriend is a filmmaker, and then Ellie's a filmmaker, and it's just like it's all like and then because of you guys, I've made friends with everyone in the film department now, like everybody who works at the Cage and at Advanced Cameras and at the MPC, and it's like you guys are awesome, and it's just I do want to say that you guys are sick, and it's like not
man.
not
You're sick.
everybody's had the same experience as me, because like I've been very blessed to know these people, and they're awesome and they make amazing movies, but there's also I've talked to people in the film department who are very alone, like they don't have like a community that I have, which is why
That kind of seems like the only way to do it is to be.
It's very
part
much
of
that's what
the
they preach in
community.
all of the classes, making connections. Like you just have to make connections. Like that's just how you do
Connection.
it. You meet people and then you go on set and then you meet more people. And then you go on set and then you meet more people.
our mediator is here.
Is it still recording time?
Happy Hippos 54 TJ behind the camera.
How's it look?
Key's a little broad, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, a little broad.
That's
We
good.
like it warm.
I mean,
over
the
here.
room is definitely warm.
A little muddy, maybe.
You guys, you use
Actually,
the word
you can-
muddy too in film?
You use it
You
for
can
music.
fix that
Use
in
it for
post.
music.
Describe it in music.
Music is when there's too much bass or the bass gets muddy.
That's like Phil.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's not when there's too much bass. It's
That's
when
what-
the bass like loses definition of like a note because
Like-
it's just
Yes, lack of
Would you
definition.
say it's like the contrast between the bass and say the high tone things, like to where they're all it's all kind of blending too much?
yeah, but it's mostly when only like the lower frequency things are blending together. If the higher
Is
frequency
there-
and lower frequency are blending, that's just a bad song or like bad
Yeah.
mixing. Then it's just too much noise. That's cool.
Mixing is important.
There's a bing bong, but
Yeah.
only for music and
This
film.
frame is probably pretty muddy. If you look at this frame, I mean, maybe if the candle's in it or if the lamp was in it, it wouldn't be as muddy because we have some contrast.
Is muddy when it's like kind of all the same.
all the same kind of exposure, and it's
And underexposed.
Usually slightly underexposed.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
see.
As well.
Yeah, that makes
A
sense.
little darker.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Okay.
It's picking it up.
That's so fire. Okay, have
Um,
ones.
I have a question for Sophie.
Oh my gosh.
Well, actually, I had two. Well, I think I'll continue this one. And you kind of already talked about this, but yeah, I think kind of what you're saying, like this is something you've been doing since you're 8 years old, and kind of knew you for sure wanted to do since being like a sophomore in high school, and then to have doubts about it, like to be so sure kind of your entire life, and then because I know you've have had doubts, and so have I, and everything. What is that like?
Yes. It's I don't even know how to like sum that up.
I don't know how you would either, but
But I mean, you kind of explained it. But I do think that at least my unique experience just was that art and filmmaking was kind of the only thing that I had. That was like my that was my safety, and a thing that gave me like an identity and purpose and joy, and that was like kind of all I had in kind of like a lonely time in my.
Did you ever like think about I'm gonna go to college for like another thing? Like that? Did that like ever?
Did
cross
I
your
ever?
mind?
I think by the time I was even like aware of like going to college, or asked the question of like, are you going to college? It was film school.
So you just been at Columbia since you graduated high school?
I went to DePaul first semester freshman year. We've got a Blue Demon over
Go
here.
Blue Devils. Blue Demon.
Wait,
Is
is it
it-
Blue Demon or Blue Devils?
Devils.
Blue
Oh.
Blue
Demons.
Demons.
Devils is too scary.
Yeah, they wouldn't do that. It's a Catholic school. They do
That's
Devils,
true.
always do.
That would be-
Yeah.
I mean, demons.
That's still kind of weird.
And if it weren't for COVID and it weren't for DePaul sucking and me not being able to move into the dorms, I wouldn't know any of you. I wouldn't be sitting in
I
this
mean,
room right now.
If Colorado didn't suck, I'd probably still be in Colorado or something.
Absolutely.
But I
Yeah.
wouldn't know
COVID
any of
COVID
you.
caused a lot of.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
COVID did a lot.
hmm
It did. It made us all
Sucks
come of
for
age.
you.
What do you mean sucks
Yeah.
for you?
I got prom.
What the
I'm
I
fuck?
don't give a problem, man.
No need to
It's
brag.
Yeah, I didn't really
Actually,
care.
fuck prom. I was kind of relieved
Prom
that
was ass.
that I didn't have to
but
deal with not getting asked.
It was just very not prom, but like just ending high school
The
in
whole-
general.
yeah,
So
It
was like,
really
oh.
is. It really is just like,
It's,
oh,
well, for us it was. A lot
We-
more for,
we-
a lot
we
more
really
for
did
us than for
drove,
you.
We,
Well,
we
I-
drove through
I
the
can't-
parking lot for our graduation.
I remember that. I was in
Inside
the car.
of the car, we like couldn't roll the windows down.
I got out of the car
Maybe we got out of the car to grab the diploma.
to grab.
Yeah,
you walked
you had to wear a
across the
mask.
stage.
Oh, they yeah. We
I
did
don't
take a
remember
stage,
wearing a
that was
mask.
weird.
No.
You were
Fucking
a mask.
anti-masker. No,
We-
he's an anti-masker. He didn't wear a mask.
Me?
We had to wear a
I
mask.
thought you
for
were a
that.
scientist.
I thought we didn't. I thought.
No way, right?
Mr.
thought you, like-
Scientist over here.
I remember like taking a picture and like definitely didn't have a mask on for that picture. I
I
think
don't
you would
remember.
like
That
have a
seems
mask
crazy,
on and
though.
go up, but then there was like nobody around.
He's gonna
you.
cut that
Oh,
out.
oh, okay.
Oh.
And then-
You just by yourself.
Yeah,
Because
it wasn't
Maybe,
like
yeah.
you were.
you're an influencer now. You
shaking
can't have
hands
this
with
come out about
people.
you.
Hey man, I'm a raw, real
He's a-
influencer. I keep it legit.
Hey,
He's an anti-masker,
he-
guys.
he's not saying he's anti-mask. We were alone on the stage.
Yeah, it was like you
I don't
would
even remember.
you would walk up.
But you didn't like. Nobody handed you a diploma.
No, they did. They would hand me the diploma. The mask isn't like I keep like it's suction cupped to my face and I can't take it off. They're like fabric. So you got out of the car. Somebody handed you the diploma, masked up, and then you'd walk out on the stage by
Look
yourself
how mad he.
and you would
mask off.
Wait, so
mask off
and then photo.
and
op.
then photo op, mask back on. Maybe. I think that's how there's no way they would make you take the picture with the mask on. Is what I'm trying to get across.
yeah. I think that's how they did it actually.
I don't think it would be that out of pocket for them to ask you to take the picture with the mask on. In my personal opinion, but I could be wrong. So I don't know.
Yeah. But
Hmm.
I was the one that
Okay, now
we
how
were
did
the
you
ones
get
that
into film?
graduated. I've never gotten into film.
you said you had a second question.
Oh yeah, but I don't
Yeah,
even know if
it's true.
it's like not probably relevant anymore. I was just gonna say,
I-
how did your family play a role in you?
Yeah, I've
For
heard
you
a lot
to
about
get-
this Chucky uncle. You know,
That's basically what I'm getting at. I just want you to hype
fans-
up Peter.
The fans would want to know that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did
I hope
you?
so.
How did your family influence you at such a young age,
Mhm.
8 years old or whatever, wanting to get into film?
Yeah, I think that definitely played a role. I grew up around a lot of artists. My mom's an artist, and my aunt and uncle. My aunt's an actress, and my uncle is a artist and puppeteer and animatronics designer. And he's Chucky.
Himself.
Let me
He
just.
operates.
He is a
Chuck.
3-foot doll.
He
Wait,
has
what?
Yeah, my uncle Peter has like designed and built the puppet for and
from the actual
operated
From
Chucky.
the actual movies.
Yeah, Chucky. Since the second Chucky movie, he's been operating
That's
Chucky.
crazy. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
the
currently
more
for the
you
show,
know.
And currently for the Chucky TV
It's
show,
a TV
which
show.
Soph
Sure.
was on for a little.
I did
You were
puppet
a TV
PA
show?
on
Alright.
Chucky.
Oh, I thought you were on the camera, like on.
No, I was
Nah.
a puppet.
No.
I was a puppet
She's-
PA.
Too much.
Wow.
But that's someone. Peter was someone who I always looked up to and just connected with so much and wanted to be like him. Yeah, that definitely encouraged me because it felt like, okay, this runs in my blood, you know,
It's in my
Mhm.
blood.
and I want to like, you know, it just felt I always have just had this connection to art, whether that was, you know, it just always was my only option. I never saw anything else. I had never been able to picture myself as anything else, and just kind of clung to that. So I do think that if you do question it in film school and you start to grow up and kind of like see things more complexly, it gets you a little into some muddy waters.
Yeah, I think that's how it is with anything that anybody
Yeah.
gets into.
Like,
So
she really didn't see that
with
coming,
it
you know?
if you want to stick with it. You know?
Or don't.
I feel like I'm bad
Or
at explaining
don't if
things,
you
and I
don't wanna
say,
stick
Do
with
whatever
it.
you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the conclusion I'm at right
Except-
now.
Don't hate.
You know, it's like,
Don't do drugs unless
Don't
you
do
want
drugs.
to. And they're good for you. In the long run.
Unless you are prescribed them.
that's why I think you're so awesome, Nata, is because you're like, I'm an anthropologist, but let's just make a music video. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
we're
I'm not
kind of in a
really-
generation where we can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
And there's
Exactly.
no sort of bounds on our careers or on our creativity. We can just, and the fucking podcast, like, you know, marathon a month, baby. Like, just do whatever
Maybe.
you want and create things, and don't pigeonhole yourself.
Mm.
Yeah. I am
Real.
an anthropologist. I sometimes forget that. I know
He's
I'm
an
like
anthropologist.
I'm like going to
everyone.
school. I
If you
would
didn't
I wouldn't
know.
say that I am.
I am
yet.
an
I
anthropologist.
think once I get my degree, then I
Mr.
will
Smart
actually
Guy.
call myself an anthropologist and a historian.
That's pretty cool.
So,
yeah,
like,
double major, baby.
in you graduate when?
Next in the wintertime.
In the winter
This
time.
winter.
Okay. So in the wintertime, you're gonna
gonna be an
you're gonna
anthropologist
after you
and
graduate.
historian.
If somebody asks you like,
Oh,
what do you do?
What
I'm
you
an
do?
anthropologist.
I'm gonna say, oh, I'm an anthropologist. No, I would probably say, I would definitely not say that.
Have you done any
you
field
just
work?
said that's what you would
I
say.
know, but that was a joke. I'm not gonna answer that if somebody asks me. I'm gonna say I work at a bar. That's what I'm gonna say.
And I take
Yeah.
notes, and I'm studying the human behavior of the effects of alcohol. That's your current
Yeah,
field
I'm
work.
I'm on a actually.
Oh.
I'm on, what do they call them when you like
Uh,
go out? I'm doing
Uh,
ethnographic work
yeah,
on
yeah.
alcoholism in the United States.
yeah.
So what's it called?
Ethnographic
I don't know what that means.
Ethnography.
study is when
Ethno
Graphy.
yeah,
graphite.
when you like go out into a population and study certain stuff about them.
That's cool.
Drunk Chicagoans.
Drunk Chicagoans that go to blank bar.
We're
True.
actually gonna cut, and we're back. Welcome back to the. I've been told to shout out a certain fan by the name of Theo.
Theo!
Hey.
Theo, we love you. Theo.
Everybody here loves you. I think I met you like only once or twice, but
Theo, we
I
love
shouted
you.
you out on the podcast, Theo.
we should.
Theo,
This is a
you-
big day.
You could come
Theo,
on.
I
Are you
miss
okay?
you.
You could come on if you want.
Because for real,
Yo, that would be
I bet
it.
you're really excited right now that we're shouting out on the podcast, because I know you love the podcast.
Theo, come. Do you wanna
Theo,
hop on the mic?
Theo would be an incredible guest.
Theo would
actually.
be
Hop on
such
the
a good
mic.
guest.
Nata, episode 6. Theo Caballero.
Episode 6.
So real.
We got it planned out.
That's so
Alrighty.
it.
I love you.
Yeah, just a quick
Theo, we
shout
love you.
out. If you want to shout out,
If you
just,
don't know
like,
Theo,
ask
they're
for
the
one.
best person on planet Earth. Just they're a ray of
Um,
sunshine.
But anyways,
So true.
I wanted to ask you guys if, even though we talked about it during the break a little bit, behind the scenes action right there for you guys. If you guys actually listen to any podcast, because I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I have not strong opinions, but like I have ideas of what podcasts should be like and like what they should talk about and the dynamics of podcasts, because I feel like I listen to a lot, and so I kind of get influenced by them. But like, I don't know if like Amaya, you listen to any podcasts,
I used to listen to
and like which ones did you listen to, and like,
like,
why did you like the
a
certain ones
couple
you did?
podcasts. I used to listen to the one that Mom used to listen to all the time.
My favorite murder.
My favorite murder.
That's like
yeah,
yeah.
they just tell stories about like they would each Like there were two people,
They kill people.
and they would
And then
they
talk
would like
about
do research on like a specific like murder story,
See,
and
I
they
can't
would
do
both tell
that.
the story.
I can't listen to that.
No, but they're like fun little.
No, but they're
quirky, like,
hilarious.
40-year-old moms.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
they're hilarious.
Yeah.
Like they're
It's not like intense at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're sick. And then in high school, I would occasionally listen to the Emma Chamberlain podcast that she has, but I haven't listened to that since high school. So
Do you listen to any right now?
no, not at the moment. But
Haven't you listened to any podcast?
In high school, in high school and like my freshman year in college, I listened to a good amount, but not that much. Like I don't listen to any on a regular basis. Occasionally, and not very much anymore. But I used to listen to a lot of Team Deacons, which is
What the hell is that?
Roger Deakins is a cinematographer. And he's got a podcast. But I also have been listening to.
anyway,
It's a good.
Alright,
it's a
nerd.
good podcast.
It is.
It's
Um,
really good.
I think I've seen like one episode of it. Somebody
It's really good.
sent me one.
When I was like, when I used to be super nervous before any set, early on, I would like listen to that podcast before going to set because he has such a beautiful, calming British voice, and it like it made me feel like
And
I knew what I was
he
doing. And
does.
he's kind of like
Yeah.
a philosopher, the way he talks about stuff. But recently, this is kind of funny and kind of embarrassing, maybe. But because I've been playing Minecraft, and so I've been listening to these, and I've been watching a lot of Hermitcraft.
Oh, have you
Oh,
watched
yeah.
their podcast?
Who's
They have a podcast.
I don't know. I've seen
Who
like
has a
I don't know who
podcast?
has it on the server, but I've seen when I'm on a Hermitcraft video, it'll be like recommended and it'll be a podcast.
Oh,
And I
really?
can't remember who it is, but it's people that are on the server.
Is it Impulse and Skiz?
It might be.
They have a podcast, and
Okay.
that's what I've been listening to because they had BOO.
Do they talk about Minecraft?
I mean, they talk about a lot of things, like YouTube and content creation, and also Minecraft. I've been listening to just the Minecraft one. Well, they have like other hermits on, and they'll
Yeah.
like,
Wait, I have
Tell
one
us your
thing.
story.
Doesn't B-Double have like the best voice?
Yeah, we just said
B-Dub's
that.
just
Yeah,
he just has
He's
the
the
best
best.
voice.
He's the
I love
funniest
his
man.
voice.
yeah, he's kind of.
It's so just
very
he's
goofy.
there. Like his voice is like I'm here.
I
It's
don't-
very loud.
He's like a little goofy guy. Dude.
Yeah, I love that
Sometimes I'm
guy.
like,
I
this
love
guy's kind of
B-Dubs.
like weird, but
Yeah,
it's kind of
no,
funny.
he's
He's a funny guy.
But yeah, I've been listening. I don't really ever listen to podcasts, to be honest. I kind of haven't even listened to music in a long, long time. Like I barely listen to music. When I like go, like a lot of times in the car, I won't listen to anything.
Just keep
Which is
it
kind of
silent.
Sometimes-
crazy.
No, I used to do that in high school when I had my
Or we'll
car.
just
I'd
play
drive
the
around all
radio
the time.
sometimes.
Sometimes I'd just be like, you know what? Nah, not right now. I just,
Silence.
or like sometimes,
Yeah.
especially like at night, it's pretty nice and serene because it's also just quiet outside. It's just
Yeah,
like,
when I
wow.
would close at Portillo's and I was driving home, I'd be like, I'm just so done with today. No, I'm not even playing music.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, I bet I've done that. I did that a few times.
Yeah.
So no, not really.
Yeah, I don't know because I feel like I tried my best to like all the podcasts that I watch, like they do clips and they do like they have like sets and stuff and they like switch out like the way things look. And I don't know, I have like this view of how like a podcast should be, but I don't. And I think it is because they all kind of try not to like look the same, but there's like a template kind of. And I don't know, I feel like I've kind of tried to like follow them in a way because that's the way I've seen them work out. I don't know, I just wanted to take some input in from other people that maybe don't listen to podcasts as much, but like I don't know, it's just good to hear what other people listen
What
to.
about you, Sophie?
I do. I think Nata, your format is so lovely. Like I really
I
love
agree.
just hearing people laugh. Like I love hearing like even if like you kind of lose the context of what people are even talking about,
Yeah.
just hearing people kind of like joking around and like just fucking around with their friends is really
Yeah.
Mm.
pleasant and comforting to listen to.
Mm.
Because that's kind of like the only. It is like the niche I'm going for, but it's kind of like the only one we can do. Cause like we don't like we like we're not like people
That's why
that
I'm
It's just
here.
have
that's
like
all we do.
But I'm also saying like we're not like nobody here is like a following, so it's not like people want to hear what we have to say. It's kind of just
that's
like
true.
the whole point is that like we're just friends and nobody really cares about what we're gonna say,
Yeah.
but we're just hanging out and we're gonna talk anyways.
I also like that
That was
that
like a bar
this
right there.
set is a lot different than all the others. I feel like a
Well, I mean,
bunch
it's
of
'cause we
other
don't have
sets.
a set. It's hard.
No. I feel like it's like they all
We're on a stage, not that.
they all look like they all like end up looking the same. Something or something like that. It all like ends up looking clear.
Yeah. The thing
And like more.
I always like I kind of like that it's not a set, and I think that if
Yeah,
I
I like
ever
that it's
was
just our
to
living
like
room.
make like actually have people that
I
like a
like
big
it.
following behind this, having like a set would make it so like less fun because I
Mm-hmm.
like that the camera's in a different spot every time, and I
Yeah.
like that it's like
Like, we changed
how we
the
sit
set,
around and
yeah.
like where we sit and like how close we are to the camera. Like I like that it's all different every time because that's
It's
I don't know,
more
that's the
realistic.
vibe I'm going for, even though that's kind of like the only one we have. But it's
I
just
like
fun to
it.
do.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. And like if it was in that room, that'd be cool too. We could like switch between rooms. We could
That's what I was
if
thinking.
we go on like a road trip.
Oh yeah, we
could
could sit at the kitchen table.
In the car
I
while
was
driving.
thinking,
In the car while
honestly, in the car
driving.
would be awesome.
Oh, in the car would be
In Big
sick,
Boy?
dude.
In Big Boy?
just
Oh,
sitting
yeah.
right like have like I don't even know if we would use the camera or just use like a phone, but like have it sit on wherever like that screen is. And just put in like 0.5 and just have
Yeah.
everybody in the frame.
It'd be
That'd
funny.
be so
That'd be
I
funny.
think you could play with that a lot. Like I think like leaning into that could be really cool. Like you could do, especially since it's called The Gates, and for those who
The
don't know,
Gates on
we-
the road.
We refer to
This
this
apartment.
apartment as The Gates.
The gates.
Did you
Uh,
explain what the Gates means, like in the
It's
first
never
episode?
been explained.
long
Would you
form-
prefer to not explain?
I mean, like I don't even know what it. I
mean, I feel like you and Ellie gave it.
you guys
Gates.
gave it the name.
It
Ellie
was-
gave it
So-
the name.
It was
apparently.
Ellie.
It was Ellie.
It was fully Ellie.
It was Ellie.
But
Shout out
it's
to Ellie.
the-
Ellie's
It's
not
from
here
the
right now.
Northman,
It's from
right?
the movie The Northman. For
And
some
you know
reason.
who we were hanging out with right before. I didn't go to watch the movie, but do you know who you went to go watch
You
that
know who's
movie
there?
with? Theo.
No, but in that
Yeah, we
movie,
love you.
the guy's like, "Meet me at the gates of hell." So
I will
then
meet you at the Gates.
Ellie started referring to this place as the Gates of Hell, and then it became the Gates.
Yeah, I wouldn't like the Gates of Hell. I kind of just like the Gates.
Well, that's what our
It's become a lot
group chat
friendlier.
text is.
Yeah.
The Gates of Hell.
But I think since it's referring to this apartment and then leading into like the casualness of it, I think changing location
Yeah.
amongst the apartment would be really cool.
I've
Yeah.
thought,
Dude, we
if
should do one
possible,
in Evan's room. Just like
Just
That's
We should do
that
it
would
in
be
each
fun.
and
No,
every
yeah,
person's
we all-
room.
Crunched
cram it,
in.
Like, we could literally put the camera from out the door, so we're looking like through the door, and we're all just crammed into the bed in that corner.
Mhm.
We're all
It'd
just
be kinda-
cuddling.
Would be really funny. Or
They're-
I thought,
they're all
I
over
thought
each other.
originally
Kitchen would
on
be
the back
good.
porch, like
They
if,
just
if we
wanna
could
cuddle.
find a way, I don't know how this
They
would
just
work,
wanna
but
cuddle.
That's
like
all it
to
comes
have
down
my
to.
That's-
computer,
they're
really
like,
what it
wait,
is.
I have an
Be
idea.
charged.
Wait.
we could do it like on
Wait.
the lakefront or something.
yeah,
I don't know
We
how
could
that
do
would
one.
work.
generator.
We could do one
In
like
the
in the
laundry room,
kitchen
babe.
while Ellie's making beans.
That's
Ellie in
so
the background, yes,
making
Ellie, like
beans.
people cooking in the background. That'd be dope.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
Me screaming in
That's
the
the vibe
background.
that
And you're
we're going
sitting in
for.
your chair.
yeah.
Dude. Yeah. That'd
That's
be great.
like the vibe that we're going. We're going for casual. In case you guys didn't notice.
I think leaning into
Um,
that.
we like to have fun here.
Yeah,
The
I
more
want to
you
lean
know.
into it. That's the term that people use is lean into it. And just like switching it up every time would be cool.
Well, I mean, you haven't had the same setup twice. So.
It's been roughly the same.
It's been like kind of the same.
Yeah, but it's not like exactly this.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it.
We should go in the attic.
No.
I've never
that'd
been
be
up there.
scary.
That's terrifying.
we
We
went
should
up,
go.
I've only
We've
been
been
up there
up
one
there.
time.
Yeah, it was.
And it was
We could
gross.
do
There's
one-
so
we
much
could
food
do
up there.
The front
know what be-
steps on the front
Yeah, that's why I
steps.
just like literally just like sitting on the front steps
And
or
then,
like in
Vince
up
walks
here.
out.
and then
Vince
we're
walks
just
like,
out.
we drop a question.
And we do not
Vince,
cut. We do
what's
not cut
going
if
on,
Vince
my
cuts
guy?
out.
Dude,
What's-
that'd be sick to drop a question on Vince.
Or like
though.
Alicia comes by too. Hey, Alicia.
Hey,
We'll give her a
how's
mic. Let her hop
fridge?
on.
Yeah.
Yo,
How's fridge,
refrigerator.
bro?
Yeah, for
Where's
real.
refrigerator?
Refrigerator.
That is such a funny name for a dog, dude. I don't know why. I
His
fucking
name
love
is
that
Fridge?
name. Yes, dude.
Are you
Or
kidding me?
specifically refrigerator.
His
Yeah.
name is Refrigerator.
Sh- it-
Wait, is it
Fridge
is
for
it
short.
did she name him refrigerator?
yes, like
I thought that's just what Ellie and
Okay,
Riley
I
called
want.
that.
No,
I want to be
She
Alicia's
is,
friend
like,
now. What the
walking
fuck? She named her
down-
dog
She is
refrigerator.
walking down the sidewalk, and
Okay,
she'll go.
that's
She'll
the way I
go.
want
Fridge,
to
come on, come on, fridge. I'm like, that's so funny.
I
That's
literally
so
thought
fire. What?
thought that like Riley just started calling that dog like refrigerator because he thought he was like
Do we know what the cat's name is? Because I always just call
Junior.
it Kitty.
I don't know if it is Junior. I think Junior might be one of the dogs, but I thought it was Junior.
I don't know any.
I just call it Kitty.
But I
saw
like
it
Junior.
Literally when I got home. And
what if they see this?
I didn't even know like
They're
Vince's
gonna be
name
creeped
until, like
out.
6 months
We should
ago.
like put it on a little thumb drive and slide it.
slide it under. You guys
or like
are welcome
a
to come on if you
fucking
want.
printed out QR code to the YouTube video. I mean, when did we run into Alicia? On Monday.
Dude, I've not spoken like words to that lady before.
Me neither.
Oh, like
Like
on
we
Monday.
ran into
Yeah,
her
we were
when
leaving.
we were going to the, when we were going to the nest.
and oh, you guys were all there. I don't know why. It was Thomas that wasn't.
We
there.
were going to the nest and we ran into Alicia and there was like a bunch of us and I
Alicia's
said
our
that
downstairs
must
neighbor,
be
by the way, guys.
I said that. Oh yeah, we have Alicia downstairs in
Don't,
the back.
I don't want to talk about them that much.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of exposing our own address. That's
Well,
their
whatever.
address.
Yeah, it's
No, but what was it, like 6 of us? And I was like, this must be terrifying.
I mean, she knows that. She knows how many people are.
Yeah,
here.
I know, but just like,
she knows
damn.
what's going on.
It is
Like,
like
I-
a clown car sometimes. Like
No,
we're all like
for-
loading out. And
Dude,
they're
I
like,
sometimes we like all come in that front steps and I'm like, that sounds like an army coming into this house, probably.
Vince is probably what is going.
we're going like door closed, door locked, door locked.
I mean
door
that
closed.
too. That's a newer like.
I like that. I think it's funny. Because one time I actually just left the door open. I was like, shit, man.
No,
Wait,
yeah,
what?
there's been a couple
Like
times where I'll come home and the front door is just wide open.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not the screen door is closed, but the door, the wooden
I've
door is
never
just
done that.
wide
I've left
open.
the screen
I'm
door
just like,
open.
I mean, like, I come up here, I'm like, guys, is there somebody in here?
I think I do remember at least one of those times. I might have been
Taking
just
shit up.
leaving. Yeah,
Mm,
like coming in and out, loading the car, or whatever.
Yeah, that's probably happened a couple times, but there was.
Or we just
there's
forgot.
also been a
I
couple
don't know.
times where I'm just like, guys, what's going
No
on
one's
here?"
home.
Dude,
Fuck,
that happened.
I'd actually start crying. Like if the front door was open and there was nobody here, I'd be like, Mom,
One time when it was like in
I'd
high
hide
school.
in my car.
in-
Literally just hide in my car till somebody else gets home.
It was in high school, and Christian and Anthony were gonna come hang out with me, or like they wanted to see what I was doing, and they came over to our house, and I think we were like on vacation or something. Not on vacation, but just everybody was out of the house, and the front doors unlocked. They like walked through the whole house and were like, "Yo, is anybody home?" And nobody was home, and they just walked through our house and left. And I was like, "Damn."
That happened to me once. My friend group in high
we
school.
really just leave
broke
our
into
house
my
unlocked.
broke into the
I can't believe
house.
we do that.
We
Yeah.
didn't leave it unlocked, but they knew where the key was.
Okay, well, my friends don't do that.
And then they FaceTimed me when
We
we were in
just leave
Chile, and they
the-
were like, "We're in your house," and I said,
that
what?
I'm not comfortable with.
I feel like
think-
that's like
No, I thought that was like they were like, "Oh, it's so funny," and I'm like, "This is not funny." I was like, "Oh my god, it's so funny," and I was like, "Mom, like what?" She was like, "Yeah, that's not really funny." I said, "Yeah, I agree with you. Like, what the fuck?" They were just like break into your house.
I gave Jake the keys to the garage one time when we were on vacation. I left him
mean-
under a little cone, but then it got into wintertime, and I think the key like froze into the concrete.
Do you want to talk about your music video?
I feel
you
like we
guys
should
want,
talk
you
about
guys want, yeah, man,
Let's
if you guys
play
wanna talk
it.
about
or
Okay,
the
so-
song.
Yeah, let's play the song.
do you actually? I think you guys all heard it, right?
Yeah, we heard it, but
Like
I
I
want to
can
hear it again.
input. I don't want to play it again.
Okay.
Like, but I'll play it for you listening. But we're not gonna listen to it again.
You're just gonna have an empty screen or like just pause us, freeze
can
frame,
put,
and then
like-
start playing
We
it.
should you should start dancing.
I hope you guys like that beat. That's a song I'm working on.
Hope you liked it.
You guys don't know what the lyrics are. Nobody really does, except for me. But I hope you guys got the same vibe that I did when I was making that, which is kind of like driving down like the lake shore or like in the city at like nighttime, looking up at like the city skyline, and like I don't know, just coming home after a late night, and that's the vibe that I got from that beat. But then, so like, what's the process? If I was an artist and I had actually recorded the whole song. Evan, stop doing that shit.
Okay.
If I had the whole song recorded and I was like, yo, I want to make a music video. Where
I mean, you guys have made videos.
Yo.
I have an idea of what I would do. But
where do I start?
Yeah,
do
what
I
have
have
you
to come
done?
to you guys with like shots in mind, or like
Well,
If you
is it
have,
depend on the artist?
it really depends on the artist. We've had people who come to us and they're like more specific. They're like, this is exactly what I want it to look like. These are like shots that I have in mind that are really important to me. And some are literally like, send us the song and they're like, do with this what you will.
That's
like,
what. Yeah.
and like you get
That's
to
what
come
I
up with
said I
like
would
the
do.
entire like scene,
You
and
just,
they
like-
just are like, yeah.
come up with the
Damn, I
whole
can't imagine
concept.
that.
It really just depends on the artist and like, you know, what they want, and like if they're kind of directing it or if they just want someone else to do all of that.
Wow.
You know?
And usually it's a collaboration, but a lot of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can't say a lot of times. I haven't shot very many music videos, but
A lot of the times, even if they do like come to me and they're like, here you go, like just do whatever you want, I still ask like, when you wrote the song,
Mm.
you know, like
Yeah.
what
that's what I
do
was
you
thinking,
what,
like,
what
you
does the
should-
song mean to you?
Yeah.
You know? Or like, is there anything in your mind that you see when you listen to this? Or just kind of, because I
Or, like,
feel like I
what-
still like, you still want it to be there. Kind of like
their
mind.
vision, yeah.
Yeah, like where were
and
you
not just,
mentally
like-
when you wrote this song?
Yeah.
Or like what did your life look like
Yeah. And kind of base it
that
off.
led you to leave
that.
to write the song?
it's also, I think it's a big different process based on what you're going for, because there's music videos where there's like a story.
Yeah, and then some of them are just like,
Some of them are literally like the person just like performing the song in like
Mhm.
3 different locations.
yeah.
Mm.
And some of them are just like edits of like random shit, kind of like found footage type thing.
Yeah, that is true. I guess it does depend on the project. Okay, but here I have an idea. In
Yes.
my example, I have
Yes.
some like shots I have in mind and some idea
Huh.
to the song, and and like there's like this vibe I'm going for, and so my vibe, spoiler alert, I guess, for how the song's gonna turn out, is like there's this girl and she's like, you know, living her life, having a good time, going out, like hanging out with her friends and stuff. And so like my first shot I have in mind, I don't really know where the fuck I'm going with this because I don't know how the process works. But then what would the first, do you like pick locations depending on the shots that I have in mind, and then we
Where
would
we
fill in
going?
the other shots that we would have?
Sort of.
Chad.
See, you're the client. You're the artist, and you
Mm.
get to say the most outrageous stuff that you want. You're like, I want stars falling out of her eyeballs, and like I wanna lock off Lakeshore
Yeah.
Drive and shoot on Lakeshore Drive.
But like I don't,
Or whatever.
I don't want to be that client. you
And
know?
then
I wanna
and then
be-
we say,
I want to
okay,
be the cool guy.
maybe we can't do that, but we can
Uh.
do this or whatever. And I would say you come up with the shots first. I
Mhm.
mean, it really depends. It is nice to have a location first, but I can't help but kind of start thinking of like the shots that I'm seeing, kind of. But then once you know where you're gonna shoot, it changes.
Yeah, it makes
Yes.
it. You can
Yes.
actually see a shot because you're standing where you're gonna shoot it. Yeah, I don't really know what else. What is this? What is this segment gonna have? I don't really know where to go from here.
Well, I thought we were gonna, I thought you were gonna explain your idea. in
Okay.
full.
Just
You were talking
explain
about
your
this
idea.
Let me
girl
explain this
hanging out with
idea.
her friends.
So there's this girl, And this is where we're getting into like the lyrics for the song are, because that's kind of what the whole thing is about. But it starts off with like this intro, and it's like there's this girl and she walks around with stars in her eyes. There's this whole metaphor that this girl has stars in her eyes, and the stars represent kind of like this dreaminess and this childlike nature that she brings into life. And she's trying to be like a carefree girl that is independent and shit. And she like goes out with her friends and stuff, and she's looking fire. If looks could fucking kill, nobody would put up a fight.
Dang.
That's one of the lines. I think it's a bar and a half.
Oh my god.
And then, but then when she leaves, she's going home alone, and she's like, "Damn, like this carefree way of life is fun, but also kind of leaves me out on this island alone." And every once in a while, she'll those stars in her eyes will fall out when she cries, and that's why in the music video there'd be like the intro shot is I think of her like sitting on a little curb. And it's like you can see, I don't know what the shot would be, but you can see her eyes and you can see that the stars are in them. And then like the rest of it, like the first choruses and stuff where she's like going out, having fun, are just like her hanging out in like a club and stuff. So I don't really know how to make those look cool, because I think it could end up looking like some like cheesy like 2010s like T-Pain
Nah, man.
music video.
Turn your shutter down and you get all that motion blur.
But then-
Dude, oh my god, someone's in Camp Sim 1. This
And then-
is crazy.
I did a biggity boom. What's it called?
Bingo Bongo.
Bingo bongo.
And then I kind of just had like the first
I
shot
said
and the
bingo.
last shot thought out. The first shot is just like her sitting on the curb with the stars in her eyes, and then the last shot would be like her. I don't know if you would see her like a tear fall out, or I think in like over the head shot of like you can see the tear fall, and it's like there's light in it and like dissipates into the ground or whatever. But yeah, that's the vibe
All
right
right.
there.
It's pretty dope.
I like it.
Pretty fucking sick.
I feel like
Yeah.
in terms of like process for something like this, it seems this feels more like a short film or some shit as opposed to a music video. Would you have any like
Narrative breaks.
what is
Yeah.
that?
Is
that what you're
mean?
gonna
Oh my
say?
God. No, I was gonna say like diegetic, where the music becomes like, are you gonna have any parts where the girl or
Is, like,
you
singing?
or someone is singing and
No.
it's synced up?
No.
Then I feel like you
never.
should
Then
just
that's-
kind of approach this like
Like
it's
a short film?
short film and like write a script.
I see.
I feel like it might be and like
yes.
it's broken up into scenes and stuff.
I never thought about that.
It might be an easier way to like think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think you just kind of approach it like a short film, but know your time limit is whatever. 2 minutes 40 seconds, or
Whatever
it
the
is.
song length
Mhm.
is.
That
That makes sense.
for something like that, but
Yeah, write out kind of the story
'cause
beats.
it has much clearer beats.
Yeah. But I kind of
Never
see
thought about
like
that.
I kind of see like live action mixed with animation for this.
Oh yeah, animation.
Oh,
That's
that'd be
kind of what
cool.
I'm seeing. Like
How-
I'm seeing kind of like I when I hear it, I'm hearing like lo-fi kind of like type of stuff, and it'd be cool if it was like she's like a actor, but then like it turns into like an anime
Oh,
or
that'd be
something,
so
and it's
cool.
like she's
see-
a real
like-
person crying, but then the tears are animated.
like
coming
even
out.
with the concept of it, like darker, like
Mhm.
nighttime.
Yeah.
like,
and then the
Yeah.
like tears are like this hot pink like animation coming down.
that'd be so
Mm.
Could we kind of say, or she's like, you know, close up on her eye, and it's like this crazy like cartoon like star.
Wow.
It's just that's
You're
just
so
what
One of
I'm
my
seeing.
friends is
That's just
taking
like
an
what I
animation
saw
class,
instantly
guys,
was like
just saying.
animation over top of that. So that could
That
are we
would
actually we're
seem
gonna make
pretty
it
cool.
right? Like we're actually gonna make this.
I'll have to
so
actually
weird.
finish the song first.
Well, yeah,
so.
then you can do that.
And she should
Hey,
like
hey. I
fight.
got other shit to do.
like
Boxing sequence.
she should like pull the stars out of her eyes and throw them like ninja stars.
Yeah, and then she throws him at everybody else.
That is so good.
Yeah, you just said anime, and then I was like,
Yeah, but that's so like that's sick. That's sick. Write that down.
write that down. There. Pretty
That's
cool,
really good.
man. Pretty cool.
I think
Yeah.
that's sick, Nanta. I think we should make
Who's
it.
gonna act in it?
I have no idea and haven't thought about that. I have to finish the song first before I think about anything else. Because that's going to take a while. Not a while, but it'll take a lot of work.
You have an actor fan.
Oh, that's
named
true.
Theo.
That's what I
Ah.
was gonna. I was gonna say that.
You do have an actor fan. And they're such an amazing actor. Absolutely. Ebons is also a great actor.
Anyway,
Evan could be the girl.
Girly pop.
No, but wait, I can actually see Theo going.
That
could be cool.
Yo, let me know if you're done. Let me know. Okay.
Do you ever remember watching Hot Wheels Accelerators?
Yes.
It was the best animated kids show I ever watched.
What
And it
like-
was
I remember, were the cars like in the movie cars? Like, did they have eyes or were there people?
no,
like, 'cause I remember
they were
watching
Hot Wheel
it.
drivers. No, here's the thing. There was this guy called like Tesla or whatever, and he recruited these super good drivers, and they would have to go into these alternate dimensions where they would race alien drivers who were like controlled by their cars kind of, and they were like one with the cars. And then it was just like the greatest.
I don't remember all
Animation I ever
that, but I
watched.
do remember watching the show.
Yeah, I really liked it. I don't know why I started talking about that, but it was like
Hot Wheels.
Accelerators. I remember I watched that when I was like 6 or 7, not 6 or 7, like maybe like younger than that. But then I like in like 5th or 6th grade, I found the episodes on YouTube. I was like, oh my God. I'm going to watch them all over again.
Oh my God,
Even though
these-
they're for like little children,
That's awesome.
I'm going to run them all back. What shows did you watch as a kid, Soph?
I watched.
Paw
Or like, did you
Patrol.
have a channel, you know?
God forbid.
Yeah, like, did you have a?
Did you have
A channel?
Yeah.
Because I had different channels at different ages. You know, I was a PBS kid.
I was a
Like,
PBS kid.
I was a PBS kid for a little bit.
Also,
and then,
Noggin. Did you ever watch Noggin?
What is that?
is that a channel or a show?
A channel
I don't think so.
with
Is
the
that-
little elk and the bird.
Nah.
It was like
That might
That
just
Noggin.
might be.
that might be
That
some
might just be
Milwaukee
Wisconsin,
thing.
dog.
Comment down below if you watched Noggin. Noggin is literally goated because they had Oswald. Did you ever watch Oswald?
I watched Oswald, so maybe I did watch.
I'm pretty
Noggin.
sure Oswald was on Noggin. I'm pretty sure.
Was there also one with robots? They were like robot. It was like 3D animation, and this is like a fever dream I've had, and I've never actually like seen the show again. But I remember there was like this 3D
Teletubbies?
animation.
Wait, no.
No, not Teletubbies.
Sorry,
I
that's
know what
fully-
Teletubbies
fully
are.
unrelated.
Whoa.
Side note, back to the theater thing. When I went to theater camp, I had my
Theater camp.
What?
Camp. That is so gay.
Theater camp.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
My musical theater teacher, he was like a dancer and like a hip hop
Uh-huh.
dance instructor guy, and he was the red guy in Yo Gabba Gabba.
What?
Yeah.
That is so
That's
sick.
such a
What the?
random
That's so
person.
random.
Isn't
but
that so
B.
sick?
so
The one I
sick.
read.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Chris. That's a flex. That's
I
a
was
bigger
gonna-
flex
Damn.
than Chucky, honestly.
I was the son in one of the Teletubby episodes. I'm
Really?
just kidding. That was a joke.
Actually, that picture
I
of
feel
like
like
blonde
that's a
Nata kind of looks
pretty-
like the Teletubbies baby.
I think
Right?
I feel like I heard somebody say that once, and I was like, dude, that's a good one that you can just like tell
Yeah.
people, and it's not true at all.
Or like I was
was
the
the-
substitute Gerber baby one year.
Dude, I feel like I've heard that too. Is that like just people? Is that regular shit people make up?
Probably.
If anybody ever told me they were the Gerber baby, I would never believe them.
There is one person who's the Gerber baby, and I feel like I
But
remember
they're
like
probably, like,
that person
50
like
years
going
old now.
like
Probably older than 50.
Yeah, I don't
No?
know when
How old
Gerber
is
was founded.
Actually, I don't know.
They could have like bought that picture of that baby when the company was like not big for like $100, and now that picture of that baby's everywhere, and that baby made $100 off of it only.
I mean, that's more than I made as a baby, so you're
Yeah,
doing better than I did.
that's true. That is
It's
the
drawn-
that's
oh.
the method of the corporation.
The method of the,
The-
corporation.
the Gerber baby was
Buy
modeled
low,
after Ann
make a lot
Turner
of money.
Cook and drawn by artist Dorothy Hope Smith. Fun fact.
Nata, is there anything?
I guess that's the Gerber baby.
that
or-
woman.
Yeah.
Wow, they really
She's
fucked up
old.
that drawing. She
That
doesn't
kind of
look
makes
like
me
that
want
at
to
all.
cry, honestly. That's kind of like,
What were you gonna say?
wow. Well, I had a film question.
Ooh, a film question.
I
for
like
the music
those.
man.
Oh, I like that.
How
For the
many
anthropology.
bing bong?
Oh,
What'd you
bing-
call 'em?
okay,
How
bing
many
bongs.
can you name? I'm sorry.
Here's
I
the clip.
interrupted You, Soph. I'm sorry.
No,
What
it's
were-
okay. We can come back to
Okay,
that.
I'm
So first,
I thought they were bingo bongos.
bingo bongos.
Bingo bongos.
I was just gonna ask, is there anything that you've always wondered about, like movies,
Yeah.
that we could answer right now?
That we could
there's
ruin.
no, I don't never think
Yeah, that
there's
we
like a
can ruin.
specific thing. You gotta lean back. You keep cutting me off the fucking frame. Sorry.
He has to be the center of
No, when I do the
attention, guys. I'm
clips,
so
I
sorry.
can't focus on myself if you're in front of me, buddy.
What are you leaning forward?
So I can't think of like any specific things. If there was like a movie, every once in a while I'll like watch a movie. I'm like, how the fuck did they like shoot that? Like I don't get the. Sometimes they'll be like, this is a stupid example because I don't know how can you explain this, but like I remember in Thor Ragnarok, there's a shot where the camera like, I don't know what happens, but it like reflects through the floor. I don't know. There'll just randomly be shots where I'm like, how did they shoot that? I don't really get like what the angles are. Like, was it CGI? So I
Yes.
can't really think of like any specific thing. Unfortunately, I'm very sorry.
It was a dumb question.
But is there like a thing that you
No, it
learned
wasn't.
whenever you were making movies that I was like, oh, that's how they do it? Because I feel like maybe it's easier for you since you guys actually know now. And like right now, it's like a mystery to me.
I feel like just in general, I always just kind of thought, I'm like, how do they make it look like that? You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like what is that is
No,
like
I
here?
totally agree because like most recently, like a lot of like live action movie things
Mhm.
aren't good. But why does Harry Potter look good? Like, is that just me?
I think
'Cause,
that's
like,
just you.
It's just me for real.
I think
I
Harry
mean-
Potter looks good.
I mean, like
sometimes.
Because
but
I feel
sometimes
like it's gotten
think it looks
worse.
bad.
They're like trying so hard to make it good. It's gotten worse.
You mean like CGI?
No, like just like the sets in general, the
Yeah.
lighting all makes everything
We
look
were
like
talking about
Yeah.
that,
really.
like the new like Disney shows, like
Mhm.
fucking Mandalorian or all that.
Yeah.
There
like,
are kind of like
they don't look
more
very
like micro trends in
Mm.
cinematography now, kind of that are like, you know, kind of exhausted, and then I don't know. You know what I mean?
but-
Like there's kind of those kind of newer like looks, and then everybody does the same thing, and no one has like this their own style or whatever. But I was just gonna say that like I think one of the best things about learning so much about film is being able to know exactly like having all of the words to say exactly how I want something
Like
to
all the
look.
bingo bongos.
All the bingo bongos, but more so like, for example, like Wes Anderson. I was always like, obviously there's something different about this, but what is it? Like I can't explain to you what it is that makes this look different other than like maybe the obvious of like
symmetry.
everything's centered and there's like symmetry or whatever. But I could like now I like understand. I'm like, this is what they're doing, like with the lighting or like the camera choices or just like even
I
like
see.
story, like all of those things. It's like I can like explain to you with words like what that is that you're like feeling when you're
That's cool.
watching something
Yeah.
using like technical.
Yeah, I feel like
techniques.
the
Jargon.
more
Mm.
I
Which
like,
is cool.
The more I've like learned about like music production, it's also like that. Like, oh, I know, like I don't know, like keys,
Okay,
certain keys for certain moods, certain instruments like chord progressions for certain things, or just like the way I think the way I notice it more is like how things are mixed.
Mm.
Because sometimes I'll be like, or just I think the thing that I connect to the most is like lyrics and like the way the song is formatted, like where certain things are put in, and just how like I think a lot of people nowadays like put down like the music, like popular music and pop music and stuff, because it's like there's not a lot of things you can connect to, but and they'll be like, I can't believe this song's popular, or like, why do I like this song? But it's like, because that shit is catchy as fuck, dude. Like music nowadays, those choruses are so catchy, and like even though it might be like a little stupid fucking like Jack Harlow song. Like they're like catchy songs and they're actually good. And I don't know, like the more you learn about things, it just like you can explain those things that people are like, why do I like this?
Mhm.
Or like, why do I like this even though I'm like, I don't know. For music, I feel like it's why is this popular even though like I don't.
There is like a bit of a formula to it,
Yeah.
kind of thing. It's
Mhm.
like if you do this, this, and this, it's gonna be on the top charts.
Yeah.
On the
Okay.
top charts.
But I actually do want to try and name all the bingo bongos I know. So
Oh,
we've been throwing out this word bingo bongos. It means any just film word that they use on like their sets of like a thing. Thank you.
that's specific
like-
to film.
I don't even know like how to explain this. Like a tool, not a tool, but like a tool or like a lighting device that they'll
Just like
throw out a word.
vocabulary.
And then, okay, so here are all the bingo bongos I know. We've got a stinger, a C-stand, a cipher, which is just a fucking hair, what is it called? A clothespin. And then, I don't think this one is actually called this, but I think Riley calls it the wrong thing, a minotaur. Right?
Yeah.
What is the actual word?
That's a good one. Yeah, it's Minotaur. It's Minotaur.
What is the actual word?
It's
so
Menace
funny.
Arm.
Menace arm. Okay.
Minotaur.
Minotaur? That's so good.
Riley calls it the
That's
wrong
great
That's a
thing.
good
because,
one.
because the first set he was on when they were building a Menace Arm, he thought the gaffer Ethan said Minotaur, so he was like, yeah, I'm just getting the speed rail for the Minotaur. He's like, what? You talking about? Making a half man, half horse? What is going on?
Imagine that too. Imagine being Nata and hearing like the boiled down bingo bongo. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
the bingo
It's
bongo
already
itself
called bingo
is
bongo.
bad enough.
Yeah, yeah.
But then like the
Menace Arm
joke,
is awesome.
Wombo.
the joke like wrong, like jokey,
Yeah.
whatever. You
I mean, that's
say.
what C4 actually is. C47,
Yeah.
which is actually a clothespin. It's just it's the jargon turned into.
But then-
like,
The
slang.
jargon turned into
Let's-
slang is
What-
like that's like
um,
off the
Can't think
rails.
of any. There's a dolly. But
Yeah.
I feel like that one's not. That one's kind of. Some people know that one. I'm trying to think of. I feel like there has to be more. Than
we were talking about it earlier because I
like, are you-
said
you
the
mean, like,
wrong
a certain
thing.
thing.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
talking
like,
about it
was
earlier.
like, but
Puddles.
those are like acronyms.
Yeah,
like
I said
B47,
puddles, but
I'm not
I
gonna
was
bring,
I
like,
was talking about
B47.
BNC cable.
Yeah, B and C.
'Cause I
like,
said-
Oh,
it's
yeah.
I'm not gonna remember it.
because I said this.
Puddle. That one is kind of silly. Like bouncers, bounce,
Bounce.
is
Negative?
like
Bounce
a
forward.
bounce. Is it just
Some
a
neg
bounce?
fill.
There's the things you gels.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like things you put over a light.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know any.
Change
other
the
one.
color.
Change the color tab.
That's kind of all.
How many Kelvins
There's
you
a
at?
lot more.
How many
There's a lot
Kelvins
more.
you at, Nata?
Kelvins?
Well, that's
That's a science term, girly.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
temperature. Sun's measured in kelvins.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Color temperature.
That's I'm all out now.
I
There's,
mean, not
lot.
everything is exclusive. Like a lot of it carries over to other things,
Oh,
like
yeah.
science.
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 Lots of good
Make
Those
up
are
words
all
in there.
the bingo bongos I
That's
know.
a good amount.
The bingo
man. It's a good
bongos.
amount of bingo
That's
bongos.
all you need to know.
I think you know floppy, but I think you forgot it.
What? Like a floppy disk?
Floppy,
No,
just
maybe
floppy.
Thomas knows floppy.
Yeah, I don't think I know.
I think
floppy.
you've probably heard butt plug.
Yeah, I
Mm.
thought that one was a joke.
That's real. Well,
Okay.
that's slang of the actual term.
Yeah,
True.
I hope so.
everyone
actual
just
term
says
is
that
a
one. Everyone says that
junior
one
to
for
baby penny
shock
doctor.
value.
Yeah.
What other
It's
ones?
because
are
it's the
there?
most.
That's a whole nother
Is
thing.
there-
That's
Nata is the misogyny that goes
It's
into
all
these
it's
bingo
all rooted
bongos.
from misogynies.
How?
All of the terms.
Why?
Because
Like,
men thought
can
it
you
would be
believe
funny.
cheese plate? So not.
No, I
funny.
mean it's.
Wait, what? I mean, because like a waitress or something. Like what?
No, I just made a bad joke.
Oh, that-
like, can you believe cheese plate? Like it
Yeah.
has nothing to do with it.
Well, how are
Yeah,
they? How
sorry.
are those based in misogyny?
What's another? I can't think of another one right now. But
There's-
also, I have
there's
a feeling
one-
like
there's one-
taco cart is offensive, probably not
Mm.
misogynistic, but like racist or something.
Yeah, I mean I don't know if it's all misogynistic, but it's a lot of it's rooted in kind of.
White male supremacy.
I remember
On set.
So
Like you're
Like,
telling
a
me like
teacher of
C47?
No, that's not.
No, but
Oh.
like saying like
Like some of
naming
them.
something a butt plug is like such like man aesthetic joke.
Yeah.
A teacher of
But
mine.
if it's just because it's man aesthetic, does that mean it's misogynist? You know,
Well,
well,
I think you can say
it
it
makes
is when the
kinda
field has only been.
It kind of turns the industry even more
Into a boys'
male
club.
exclusive. It already is male exclusive, heavily. But when the terminology and the references to like equipment or like kind of anything is more, I mean, it's not like as harmful
As, like,
or
other things
direct
could
or
be,
whatever.
yeah.
But that's kind of where a lot of things come from. But a funny example, well, funny, but also like a good example of because it also could be some stuff from like racism or whatever. Like so C stands for a while.
Did I say that one? I know that one.
C stand, C stand.
I know that one.
A while ago they were black, like they were painted black with black paint, and they also, I remember my teacher saying when he was gaffing in like the 70s and 80s, when the baby C stand came out, which is just a smaller version of it,
Cool.
on I forget what show, but there was a black actor that had dwarfism, and they
started calling the
they started calling
C-stands.
the baby C stand that was painted black the name of that actor.
That's wild.
Yeah, but
So that one's
yeah.
pretty bad.
So a lot of
Whoa.
but I mean, that's like that obviously didn't carry over. It's not like everyone calls a black baby C stand the name
But
of
like
that actor.
but like
was
they
just
find that they
specific
found
to-
that funny. Like
Yeah.
they found that funny.
and they would,
And it's just not.
yeah, but yeah, I don't know. But a lot of the terms are kind of like
I think it all just comes down to that it's a boys' club and it's like this kind of like
yeah.
they're just like creating these kind of like jokes and little like kind of just an environment that's like very like kind of boyish,
Because-
exclusive. Even like calling something a butt plug, like making things like
Yeah.
sexual.
Like,
you know what I mean?
exactly,
Like
yeah.
the women and like
It's already making
would make
women feel uncomfortable,
uncomfortable.
and not only that's actually ingrained into the actual like best boy, the job.
that's- that,
There's like
yeah.
the
Best
person that's
boy.
in charge of like handling the electricity on set is called the best boy electric, like is referred to as
That
the
sounds like
best
a
boy.
company.
Um,
Best Boy Electric.
and then I mean that's
1-800
just comes from the time when like everyone working the set was men, and they would say, "Get your best boy on it." That's what they would say.
also like literally. I mean, this is probably not exclusive to film at all, but just like reading like textbooks that are still used and every like pronoun is he.
Yeah.
Like the director, whatever lens he is to choose.
Yeah.
It's like what?
yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, you see that often. You hear that often, yeah. I don't know. I still
hear people say
you
like
hear that all the time.
just assume like he like or they'll just refer to like the director and say like he.
I've seen that and I'm just like,
Yeah, that's
Like-
totally in everything. I get like these tennis
what year is it?
Instagram reels.
What year is it?
And
what
this
is-
tennis instructor guy always refers to the opponent as he, like whatever. But yeah,
Wow.
That's the illusion business.
it's the illusion
Anyway,
business,
fuck
baby.
men. Fuck men 2024.
Now entering our feminism segment, Sophie.
I don't know how to lead that segment.
That could be another podcast.
That could be another podcast, but I don't know. It's like you can't just say like, "Here's our feminism segment," and then I'll just start talking.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Then
set you
I'll
up for
start
success.
talking. Instead.
I don't know. But
I know all
Yeah.
about it.
you know all about it.
Just kidding. I did write a paper on first, second, and third wave use me to yourself feminism. And I'm not gonna pretend like I know all about it. That was a joke. That was a sarcastic joke. I don't know all about it.
This is just a stupid
That's
boy.
funny. I don't know. Because I muted her mic.
Yep.
And
all
and
the
it's
women,
like-
please
Yeah,
mute
yeah,
your
yeah.
mics. I'm gonna start explaining.
I
all
wrote a
about
paper on feminism. Women, please mute your mics now. I will talk about it.
You guys want to call it there? Wrap it up.
Sure.
Sure.
What do you guys say?
Sure.
What do you say at the end of a?
That's
That's the wrap.
Martini.
That's a
martini
wrap.
shot, or I guess.
That's
You
what I've
said
heard.
that's a
It's a
wrap.
wrap.
That's a wrap.
And then you get beers.
That's a wrap. I don't want to peek.
That's
Yeah.
a wrap.
Thanks for watching. If you made it this far,
That's a wrap.
I appreciate it. There will be a new marathon video in 2 weeks.
Oh shit! Wait, when you running that?
Next Wednesday
Oh my gosh!
or a week from today. I will run
Good luck.
my marathon. That'll be coming out.
There's still a week left. In February.
We'll see if I actually do run it because I actually haven't yet.
Good luck.
Like, comment, subscribe, do all that shit if you want. Don't know what you'll comment if you made it this far.
Goodbye, Theo.
Goodbye,
Goodbye,
Theo.
Theo.
Theo, we
Theo.
love you.
I appreciate you. Thank you for liking all the
Not
things
to
I post.
finally
Really
followed you back on
appreciate it.
Instagram.
I followed you back just because I felt bad.
Should we sing something?
Theo, we
Oh,
love you. Theo loves Beyonce.
No, not that song. Not that song.
Wait, you have a song. So for the song.
No,
Theo?
no, not just me.
For Theo or in general?
No, I was just saying like to like outro the podcast, like all of us like.
Don't you have a
sing
song?
something.
The gates.
Annie.
Da, 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 da.
It's not like a news
Lead us
channel.
in
Dun,
Annie.
dun,